Good morning, good morning, good morning. Why is it easier to make $1 million versus making $1,000 or $10,000? Because there's a lot of people out there that are, middle class. Because the middle class, they only save money. They do not invest money. Um, I have been there, right? When I was younger, all I do is work. I try to put in more time. I try to put in more effort. But my bank account is always low on money. Why? Because I'm exchanging my time for money. And especially when my skill in my early days, when my skill wasn't good, because I was in real estate sales mostly, right? When my skill wasn't good, not only I was putting a lot of time, but I wasn't making any money. I have nothing to show for in my bank. And yes, of course, later on, as my sales skills become better, um, my my income grew. But I still didn't realize the importance of investment. So I was still making money, try to work harder, make more money, save more money. I was just saving and saving. Um, so if you want to get out of that cycle, if you want to get out of that rat race, let's face it, right? So there are three types of people, right? There's the poor people, there's the middle class, and then there's the rich. The poor people, they're just hanging on to the rat race. The middle class, they're running endlessly in the rat race. And then the rich, then they escape the rat race. Then keep watching. I'm gonna share with you how to get out of the rat race. Um, once you figure out, once you get out of the rat race, it's so much easier, man. That's why my title says it's actually easier to make $1 million versus making, instead of making $10,000 or even $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000. It's literally much easier to make more money. It's easier, it's less work, but it takes a different type of skill. Okay. So like I said earlier, right? It's easier to make more money to make $1 million versus making $100,000 or $10,000. So let me give you an example. Okay. So I was in real estate sales. So in the beginning, I was making, because my skill wasn't good, right? So I was making, in the beginning, I was making like maybe $20,000, $30,000 a year. That was many years ago. And then a couple years down the road, I started making a little bit more money. So I did a flip. I did a real estate flip. I bought the property for like, I think 130,000, and then I sold it for like 250,000. So that was a home in San Bernardino. For that one property, I think I worked on it for a couple months, 3 to 6 months. I made like $120,000. So suddenly I realized, instead of selling, I bought this one property, I fixed it up, and I flipped it, and I made 120,000. That's more than what I made in a year back then, right? Then but I still didn't pay attention to it. So I still went back to selling houses. And then eventually, a couple years ago, I figured out that I cannot just continue working. I mean, just working alone, because continue working alone, I realized that my bank account always end up with nothing. Then I finally came around to invest in properties. So a couple years ago, I put all money. I put all the money down, and I invest in a mobile home park. Guess what? Just investing in this one mobile home park, I'm able to accumulate $1 million in equity, because I bought a property for around $600,000, and it's got 37 units. Right now, the income is about $120,000 a year. So once I keep it for a couple years and I raise the rent like maybe $20 a year, then after 5 years, my income can double. So once my income double, because it's a commercial real estate, then you will be worth at least double the price. So as you can see in that situation, obviously I have to come up with the down payment, but I actually bought a cash. So I bought a cash, but that one investment is making me at least $1 million. I didn't work any harder. I mean, in the beginning it was hard. I had to work really hard to find the deal, because it's an off-market deal. It took me a long time to find it, but once I found it, not only because it's a commercial property, I'm increasing rent $20 a year. It's not a whole lot of rent increase, because I'm increasing rent $20 a year. Eventually my value is gonna at least double. And also, not only the value is gonna double, but I'm getting the constant income every month. As you can see in this case, I didn't work harder. I actually worked less, but my income actually increased. Some of you may say, oh, although you own a rental property, but you still need to manage the property. But what you're missing is you do not have to manage it yourself. You can hire people to manage, or you can get a management company, right? That's what I'm doing. I hire people to manage. So I hire a bookkeeper. So every month she verifies the rent to make sure everybody paid the rent. And I hired an on-site manager. So she's in charge of what's going on the property. So I mean, maybe like at the end of the month, I call my my bookkeeper to make sure that everybody pay rent. And then whatever that's going on in the park, I'm not focused on a day-to-day what's going on in the park. My on-site manager is focused on doing that. So I know some of you are gonna say, oh, you own a park, you still gotta manage it. I'm not managing it. I'm just overseeing the management of my people that are managing it. So as you can see, if you wanna to make more money, of course you gotta work hard first, right? Because you gotta work hard so that you can generate enough income where you have the fund to start investing in real estate, right? But once you have enough down payment or money to invest in real estate or invest in anything else, then you need to start investing as soon as possible. Because let's say if you do not invest, if you continue to work and work and work and work, your money will not grow. You're gonna work hard. You're gonna be working harder, and your income is not gonna increase. The only way your income is gonna increase is as soon as you make some money, then you start investing. That's how your income can increase. That's why, people that are making more money are never the people that's working the hardest. The people that are making more money are the people that are doing investing. Just like I said in the beginning of the video, right? The poor people spend, the middle class save, and the rich invest. Okay, follow my TikTok, follow my YouTube. Leave me a comment. What do you think? Are you investing or are you just working? If you're not investing, if you're just working, how do you plan to start investing? See you guys later.